The Greek word for the burial cloth that they used for Christ is syndone. It's used several times in the scripture. However, there is one other time that it is used in scripture that it's not pertaining to this story of Christ's death, burial, and resurrection. The word syndone is used in Mark. So Jesus, the night that he's arrested, he's in the garden, and there is a whole group of people who come to arrest him, the Judas kiss. And in that story, they say, "Are you Jesus of Nazareth?" And he says, "I am." In the scripture, it says that when he said, "I am," all the people that were there, and there are lots of theologians that suggest that there could be up to 300 to 600 men that came that night to arrest Jesus. Why do you need that many people to arrest a single man unless you already know that single man packs a serious punch? And he flexed it there. And all those men, it says in the scripture, fell backwards. They fell down. It was like a supernatural pulse of energy that shot out from him as God in the flesh. They get back up. I can only imagine they stammered with this because they asked again. They're like, are you Jesus of Nazareth? Because they're like, please don't do that again. And he's like, I already told you who I am. He let them arrest him. It was like Jesus was saying, I'm going to show you who I am when you ask, and then I'm going to let you arrest who you know I am. As they're leading him away, it says that there was this boy following behind the group, and they tried to grab him. And as they tried to grab him, his linen fell off and he ran away naked. And the linen that fell off is described as syndone. It's the only other time the word syndone is used in the Bible. And there are people, my friend Rick Renner, and Rick Renner is a Greek theologian, he's a Greek scholar, theorize, why is it that that boy was wearing a syndone and not described as anything else other than a burial cloth? Well, it turns out at the bottom of Mount Sinai, there is a very large cemetery. And that cemetery still exists today. I think there's over 100,000 graves in this cemetery. And it's not far from where this incident happened. And there's a theory that when Christ said, I am, and that pulse of energy ejected from him and knocked all those men over, that same energy, that same power, theoretically, could have the same power to resurrect the dead. Could it be that that boy was following in confusion as to why he was even there and following the man who just resurrected him from the dead?